Court is calling 2021 CR 1160, State of Texas versus Gregory Morrison. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
And
for the
Johnny-
defense?
Johnny Cisneros for the defense, Your Honor.
And you are Mr. Morrison? All right, according to the plea bargain agreement, there are no applications, and of course, you're not eligible. The punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 30 years. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court found you guilty. Are both parties ready to proceed? State,
Yes, Judge.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State,
Yes, Judge.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report? State,
None from the state.
defense?
No, ma'am.
Defense, do you have any witnesses?
I do not.
All right, the court will hear argument. State, the punishment is, according to the agreement, to be assessed at a cap of 30 years. What are you requesting, State?
Judge, we're requesting 30 years, Judge. Mr. Morrison has, I believe you have the criminal history. He has been committing crimes in 3 states dating back to the 70s. Essentially, his entire life, he's been committing crimes wherever he's been. He has 17 felony convictions dating back to the 70s over 3 states, covering offenses from drug offenses to assault to weapon charges. And all of this culminated with an escalation to the case that's before the court today. I think at this point, Judge, he's been a criminal his whole life, and it has escalated to now a family who is going to have to go on without someone in their life who they cared about deeply. I know that you've read the PSI, and I expect that in the police reports it said that that this may have been a disagreement over money. However, no disagreement over money should have led to a 42-year-old mother being shot and dying, surrounded by strangers in front of a gas station, as the person who did it runs away, jumps in a car, and drives away from the scene. And she lays there dying in front of a gas station by herself. This is a case where we believe that Mr. Morrison is a danger to society. If he's willing to kill someone over money, it's just a continuation of all of the criminal history he's had his entire life, and we believe he should get all 30 years. We asked for those 30 years on behalf of Ann Black's family because that's what he deserves for what he did. We think that any remorse shown in the PSI is just remorse now that he's facing the consequences. At the time, he left Ann Black sitting there on the pavement, like I mentioned, and fled the scene. And now a family is sentenced to a life sentence without someone in their family who they cared about very much. We'd ask that you sentence him to 30 years in prison for the murder.
Defense.
If I may first, Your Honor. On my behalf and on behalf of Mr. Morrison, we really truly feel bad, very badly for your family. I hope and pray that you can get better and go on and just keep those wonderful memories that you have of your mom and your sister, and make uplifting. Judge, in my 33 years as an attorney, or 33 plus years as an attorney, it's probably the first time I've come into a case where my hands are handcuffed. They're handcuffed in a sense in that I have a man here who's had criminal cases charged against him practically all of his life since he was probably 17 years of age. So my hands are handcuffed in that. What can I argue to the court that will make sense? I find 2 things that I can argue. One, he's been using drugs all of his life. That's no excuse. That's the reason. We're not here to make excuses, John. The reason is he's been using drugs all his life and he hasn't been himself. He never got a chance to grow up and be the man that he should have been because of the consuming of drugs. And we're talking about methamphetamine, we're talking about cocaine, marijuana, et cetera, et cetera. So that's pretty bad. The bigger argument that I have, though, is if Mr. Morrison is 20 years old and he gets 30 years, assuming that he would parole out in 15, excuse me, I'm not feeling well today.
Oh, no, there's something in the air in this courtroom. Everybody's been
I
coughing.
think I'm allergic to my wife, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I haven't gotten confirmation on that yet. We'll be married 50 years in March.
All right.
Judge, if Mr. Morrison was 20 years old and he got 30 years and he did all 30 years, he would come home at age 50. At his age, at age of 64, if he gets out at 15 years, which is a minimum, he'll be 79 years old. Basically, he's getting a life term, Your Honor, where pretty much in this jurisdiction here, the only time people get life pretty much is when it's a capital murder case. It's life without parole or execution, as Her Honor knows. All we're asking for is to give him a chance to come home late in his life. And we're asking for 20 years, Your Honor. I know that's asking a lot. I understand, and I understand the family's feelings, and I really, truly in the bottom of my heart, feel sorry for them. I can't imagine losing my mom like that. In fact, I'll give you a very, very short story. My dad's cutting the grass one day. A man that knew my dad would say hi to him all the time, would stop by, and my dad's mowing the grass. He goes into the house. My mom's looking out the window to see if he's okay, and the man is in the house, robbing the house. Took all her jewelry and everything. Mom kept her composure. She walked to the garage and hid. The man could have killed her. And I put myself in these people's positions like, wow, what could have I felt? But that's another story. And I know it would have been hard to live with. I just see Mr. Morrison. I've gotten to know him. Now that he's not on drugs, Judge, he's a very fine man, if I can say that. And I'm not saying that tongue in cheek, because he's sober. He is the man that he should have been all his life. Very polite, very nice, very accommodating, very everything. And we appreciate each other. We like each other. I don't like what he did, and he knows that. But I see another side of him. And unfortunately, the other side of him, if he continues to stay drug-free, he'll spend the majority part of the rest of his life in the penitentiary. And so I don't prolong this, Judge. We're asking for 20 years so he does not get a life sentence. That's where we're at. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Morrison, is there anything you wish to say?
Well, I'd like to offer my condolences to everyone that was affected by this. You know, I know it was a horrible thing, and if I could go back and undo it, I would undo it. There was a lot of drugs and alcohol involved, and I mean, it was just the epitome of what's not legal. And I'm sorry. I'm real sorry.
And what do you think is a fair sentence for you?
Well, at my age, I think 20 years is going to take me up there to where I walk out on a cane or a set of crutches.
All right. All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will give you credit for any time served. The court will sentence you to 28 years in the prison. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Not with regards to sentencing, Judge. We do have victim impact.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
So, yeah.
Because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
I understand.
My name is Happy. I upload courtroom video for education purpose. This video may contain copyrighted works not specifically authorized for use, but believed in good faith to be protected by the fair use doctrine under Section 107 of U.S. copyright law.